coming to you somewhat live from somewhere in Northeast America. Projecting himself into New York City. Your host, Pokemon, and his seasonal allergies. Bring you the hit show On Strike. Hello everyone, we are back. After our show got canceled on Yahoo Screen, I've been looking for new networks to pick us up. Some say we got canceled because our show sucked. I blame it on Yahoo Screen sucking. At least we died right by Community Season 6's side. Instead of having my own show and my own set, I'm allowed to project my face into Jimmy Fallon's set after he's done using it. You might also notice my robot companion Harold is new around here. After checking our IMDb page, it appeared there wasn't enough going on the screen to entertain audiences. So Harold over there will show footage to satiate your eyes while I talk. Harold, what are you doing?
I was checking Instagram. People were leaving comments about me.
I don't know, Harold. I don't listen, we're trying to do a show here. For all I know, they're probably right, man. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I will look at them later.
Dude, just focus on the show, Harold, all right? So anyway, we need good ratings to hopefully get picked up by a real network, so make sure to rate us well on Rotten Tomatoes. Both YouTube Red and Quibi are interested in this show, and when a man has to decide between putting his show alongside Barkitecture and Cup of Joe, or Prank Academy and Foursome, there's only one logical solution. I flipped a coin. Heads, YouTube Red. Tails, Quibi. It was tails. I then decided to try and get my show on YouTube Red. In terms of worldwide news, coronavirus has us locked at home. It actually makes it easier to film this because Jimmy Fallon's not even on his set. He just left these TVs out here and we're using them while he's gone. In terms of Marvel Strike Force news, Black Order has released and they are not as good as people were expecting. Some, such as Casino, believe they are fine and we were not shortchanged with the characters. Others in the community believe we have been robbed. If you want my opinion on the Black Order, I don't care, because I didn't unlock them. Now I think it's about time to introduce our special guest. Our guest is well known for his free-to-play lifestyle. He's been playing Marvel Strike Force without spending a dime. On top of that, he has a new series where he's going on the journey of creating a brand new free-to-play account and going through everything step by step. Let's hear it for Mr. Free-to-Play. All right, everyone. I am here now with my special guest, Mr. Free-to-Play. Mr. Free-to-Play, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, I can't complain. So today I'm going to ask you 6 questions, and then we're going to play a trivia game halfway through. 3 questions are going to be more focused on Marvel Strike Force. 3 questions are going to be focused more about you and your real life, because I think it's great to develop content creators' personalities so we can get to know them a little bit better. But first off, you know, when people are hooking you up for a lie detector test or something like that, they ask you a simple question like, what's your name or something like that, so they can see how you respond to these questions. So I'm going to ask you an easy question first. I am told by many people that I have a physique very similar to The Rock Johnson. Do you agree with that?
For what I've seen, I don't think so, but I can only say I've only seen a headshot of you.
Interesting. I'll put that down as a lie on the test. All right, but for the first question, the first real question, I want to ask you, how did you get into playing Marvel Strike Force?
All right, so this one, it's a very tough story, to be honest. First off, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I have tried other Marvel games. I just have not liked them as much as I've liked this one. But to be frank and everything like that, I actually started playing probably in the fall of 2018. I was kind of a little backstory. My daughter was diagnosed with cancer in early 2018. So we spent a lot of time in hospitals and weeks away from home. And I would play mobile games to kind of bypass the time. And I just happened this one day, being there in the hospital, and I just picked up Marvel Strike Force. And I actually named a lot of my avatars and stuff after my daughter, which her name's Maddie. And that's why if you guys see my name in game, it's Maddie, and then Mr. Free to Play.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of a little bit of backstory, but without that life event, I probably would not be speaking to you right now, to be honest.
Oh, that's incredible. I know that's a difficult thing to go through. My grandfather had cancer too. It's a difficult process, and it's great that you're able to
Yes.
find something like Marvel Strike Force to sort of help fill in a little bit of time while you're there.
Yeah, definitely. It's the only game that I'm still playing to today. All other games I've come and gone. All the Marvel games come and gone. So it's definitely a good game.
Yeah, well, hey, that's why we're here. We're big fans of this game. But so now to talk less about Marvel Strike Force and more about your real life. What kind of job do you have aside from leading a successful YouTube channel?
So when I first started my YouTube channel, didn't have any job at the time. I took a leave after my daughter got sick, and I never returned back to my original job. So then I got into real estate. So I was doing real estate part-time. I'll try to do it full-time, but it ended up being a part-time job. And then around the fall, a couple months ago, around the fall, I actually started a full-time. I got back into management. That was my long-time job for quite some time for a popular drugstore chain. So I got back into retail management, and because of the pandemic going on, I've actually lost that job. That company actually had to close their doors for good. And So now I'm back to doing real estate part-time and running a YouTube channel.
Well, those are impressive jobs. The biggest job I've ever held down was part-time at a grocery store. That's the biggest job I've ever actually held. So those sound like pretty impressive jobs. So back to Marvel Strike Force though. I know you focus your channel around free-to-play gameplay. What do you find hardest about being a free-to-play player in Marvel Strike Force?
Lately, it's been trying to stay 100% free to play. But I started my channel. I guess back when I first started playing, I just found their offers a little on the ridiculous side, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you want me to spend $50 on a couple shards for a brand new character when I can spend $50 on a brand new PC game and probably get some DLC expansions along with that?
Yeah.
Like,
I know what you're
it didn't
saying.
make any sense to me. So, and then a funny story, I actually began my YouTube channel after watching one of Valley Flying's mailbag videos, where he recommended, or where a free-to-play player, a newer free-to-play player, asked if he should start building Fantastic Four. At this time, they just became farmable in the game. And Valley Flying said, yeah, do it. And I was like, no, I'm losing my mind as a free-to-play player, someone, who's, I'd still say I was fairly just entering the mid-game at that time. And I was like, that's insane. They can't do anything for you. They can't unlock anything. So that's when I started my channel. But yeah, I mean, and now that I committed to being 100% free-to-play, for my viewers, I have people that watch me exclusively just because of that fact. So it's one of those things where, I stick with it, even when, Fox Next wants to throw out $2 offers and $10 legacy door offers. It's difficult to stay that way.
They did have it doesn't happen often, but they actually did have some pretty appealing deals around the 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
All right, so we're halfway through our question segment. So let's take a quick break.
All right.
We're going to do a little bit of trivia. I call this Find the Fake Skill. So I'm going to have 5 questions here. Each time I'm going to read off 4 skill names, but I made up one of the skill names each time. So you're going to try to guess which of these 4 skill names I've made up. All right, so question number 1, it's themed around tech characters. Here are your 4 options. A, Stomp. B, Rocket Barrage. C, Sticky Bomb. Or D, Maximum Damage.
I like D, Maximum Damage.
Ooh, it was actually Sticky Bomb. Maximum Damage is, I believe, the name for Rocket Raccoon's ultimate.
I guess, yeah, because Sticky Bomb, I thought it was Green Goblin, and I was like, well, he isn't tech.
No, that's I gotta tell you, when I was reading through these, there are some fun names. I believe one of Captain Marvel's basic attack is named like Princess Sparkle Punch or something like that. There's some interesting ability names. You never read them, but they're pretty crazy, some of them. All right, question number 2. We're focused around skill names. Option A, Vital Strike. Option B, Brawl. Option C, Precision Strike. Or option D, Shield Smash.
Wow, they all sound good. I'm just gonna have to go with Shield Smash.
There you correct. That one there's I believe Shield Bash, but there is no Shield Smash as far as I know. So that was a hard one. I'm impressed with that one. I thought I really tricked people with that one. All right, now this next one's themed around bio characters. There's option A, Smash Up. Option B, Shield Bash. So there you go. That was I guess that one proves that that's real. C, Rejuvenate. Or D, Warbird.
And what category are we on?
Bio characters.
I'm gonna have to go with A.
Correct. Smash Up is in fact a card game, not a move in Marvel Strike Force. All right, now for the fourth question, this is themed around cosmic skills. There is A, Fast Reflexes. B, Fire and Water. C, Entangle. Or D, Devastating Cleave.
Oh, I believe the one you gave me was crystals, so I'm gonna go with C.
Oh, it was actually B. Crystals is fire and ice, not fire and water.
Oh, oh yes. Oh man, I thought for sure that was crystals.
Yeah, I was going for a bit of a trick there. I was like, man, I wonder how closely people pay attention to the visual effects on Crystal's skill, because I sometimes think it's water too. It's easy to confuse the two. All right, now this final category. I consider this the Wolverine only. So these are all Wolverine skills, but I made up one of them. All right.
Okay.
Option A, Slice and Dice. B, Primal Berserker. C, Adamantium Slash. Or D, Adamantium Claws.
Oh, it's either D. I just recently did a kit review of Wolverine, and oh man. I'm gonna go with C.
Correct. I made up Adamantium Slash. Adamantium Claws is the name of his basic attack. I had to go for another Adamantium one just to see if I could trick you. So
yeah, the Berserker one's his ultimate. I know that.
Yeah, and then Slice and Dice is his special.
Yeah, so I was just trying to play my words. It was like wasn't that long ago that I just reviewed his entire kit.
Oh, well, impressive work with those. That's more than I would have been able to get right. Because I never read the names of the abilities. I just go straight to what they do. So I wouldn't know any of these.
Yeah, when you told me you were going to do this, I was like, oh God, I hope I'm not the worst he ever does.
No, I think you set a pretty strong precedent for the future of the show.
Cool.
All right, so now we're going to go back to the questions. Another real-life focus question. So we learned a little bit about what your job was, some pretty impressive jobs you've had. But what are some of your hobbies aside from playing Marvel Strike Force?
Yeah, so I have said that, YouTube is pretty much my hobby. Even before I started doing it for Marvel Strike Force, I was doing it for PC games like Cities XL and Transport Fever and stuff like that. But outside YouTube and stuff like that, I'm a big board game junkie. I love getting together with friends and family and playing board games. I'm also a big Texas Hold'em poker player too, so I like doing that also. But that's the kind of other things I like to do outside of, I still haven't called YouTube a job yet. I'm still it's still a hobby right now, even though it's turning into a job.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite board games? I'm a pretty big board gamer too. What do you have any favorites?
Lords of Waterdeep. I'm pretty big into strategy.
Classic.
Especially, yeah, that's one that I play a lot. Sometimes I'll play Settlers of Catan with my kids.
That's another classic.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of some other games I play. And then we play party games shoot. I drawn a blank on the title of the game, the code names. That's it.
Oh, yeah,
code names and the Resistance. We'll play party games with friends, friends and family too, like that.
That's a pretty fine taste in board games right there. Those are some good games. All right, so now we're going to switch back to more Marvel Strike Force, our final Marvel Strike Force focus question. So you do a lot of free-to-play gameplay. You seem to know a lot about it. That's sort of why you seem to start your channel. You wanted to make sure people knew, what is the right way to go about being a free-to-play player. What's your greatest tip you could give somebody that wants to follow a free-to-play lifestyle?
First off, I don't know if I'm always 100% on the right path. I just know, like, I can show you what I did and show you my end result. But the tip that I have, yeah, because honestly, I don't know. I mean, I try to see what the players are in the end game, if you want to call them whales or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I try to see what they do, and then what works for them, and then incorporate it in my gameplay where I can make good, efficient use of my resources to build specific teams or characters to clear content. And if I can clear all the content, then I can get more resources that help me build faster. And that's kind of always been my objective. But yeah, I mean, my tips for anyone is just patience. You have to have lots and lots of patience. I'm on day like 540 some in the game currently, and it took me up to like 530 days just to be able to unlock my very first legendary on the very first pass. Which was Ebony Maw just recently. So it is a slow, I don't want to use the word grind because I feel like that's a bad word, but it is a very slow, dedicated process to get there. But you can get there. You can catch up. I mean, I rank in the top 100 of my arena. I'm usually like between 50 and 70 in my arena. And that's 100% free to play against people that are probably spending in my same shard. So you can get there. You just got to have patience to get there and really focus on what you're doing and try not to get sidetracked by the newest shiny toy, as I like to call it.
Wow, that's a pretty good tip. I believe Vanley Flying, he commonly says, marathon, not a sprint when you're playing Marvel Strike Force. That's sort of how he seems to look at it.
It is. You can't pick this game up in 90 days and have everything conquered. I don't think you can even whale enough to do that in 90 days.
Yeah, it's... Oh, I couldn't even imagine what it'd be like to whale for this. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so you seem to have a pretty impressive life. You know, it seems like you've done some really impressive things. You know, from all that you've experienced. You know, I'm someone younger. I think it's important for the younger generation to learn from those that have come before us. You know, what's one big life lesson you'd want to give the viewers at home, and do you have a quick story about that life lesson?
This one's a tough question, for sure. It's always hard for me to look back at my own life and point things out like, oh yeah, that's a great learning lesson right there. Mm-hmm. Number one thing that I've pretty much had to learn to deal with as I was growing up is that I always let other people's opinions of me like affect my thinking, judgment, beliefs, and stuff like that. And I would say probably the greatest advice, life lesson advice, like ignore people. And I know it's a hard thing to say, but ignore people that are out there putting negative things. Don't let them affect your opinion of yourself or other things. I know when I was doing everything with my daughter, I suck. I seeked out therapy as a way to kind of help deal with my emotions going on. And at the time, like I didn't mention this either, but my dad was also battling cancer at the exact same time. Now, my daughter, who is still here today, 2 years later, my dad unfortunately did not make it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And so I had a lot. Yeah, so I had really a lot going on, and like I said, and I just learned to deal with things. And I don't know if you allow swearing on this channel or not.
We'll let one slide, because when I technically for YouTube I say this is not kid friendly, because if I do say it's kid friendly, then YouTube really murders the video. So we'll let it slide.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So anyone who's really one book that I can highly recommend for anyone like that has a hard time like really taking the philosophies is the book is called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. By far the best book I read. It's not even one of the. It's probably labeled as a self-help book, but it really isn't. It just makes you really take a look at your life if you take it that way and realize what's important to you and focusing on that and not focusing on all the other noise. And that's the biggest message I have for anyone out there, really, is just trying to, focus on what's important to you, what matters to you, and don't let the outside world influence you.
Well, that's a great lesson for everyone to take home, especially as someone who just got out of high school. I do understand a lot of people have a lot of different opinions, and it's pretty easy to have that kind of stuff weigh on you. So that's great advice for everyone take home. So, but it sounds like you've you've gone through some incredible stuff in life. I know of family members experiencing those kind of things is no easy task, and it seems like you've come out better from it. So that's impressive in itself.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's always been my goal to just find a way through it. Even if you're one of the other sayings I always have is, if it's okay to not be okay, and that's kind of one of my life philosophies I live by.
No, that's very wise words coming out from Mr. Free to Play today. This is great stuff. Not only full of excellent free to play tips, but also full of incredible life advice too.
Thank you.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today, Mr. Free to Play. I think it's been very helpful for everyone at home, whether you're just trying to get better at Marvel Strike Force, or you're trying to figure out, some of the problems you're experiencing in life right now. And say people want to learn more about how to be free to play in Marvel Strike Force. Where would they find you?
I don't know what the specific link is, but if you just go to YouTube, search up, Mr. Free to Play, just use the FTP, MSF, and you should be able to find me in the search results. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. And we'll make sure to link that down below, so you can just look down there and you will find a link to his channel. And with that being said, everyone, let's give Mr. Free to Play a big hand for coming on the show tonight. Well, that was really incredible stuff we heard from Mr. Free to Play, guys. I think those are some great lessons. Sounds like the guy's lived an incredible life, and I think we could all take a little bit from Mr. Free to Play. I think the most important thing to remember is that any type of tough time, including right now with the coronavirus outbreak, are only temporary. And the only way we can get through tough times is together. So whether that means wearing your mask when you go out in public, or not complaining on Reddit every single time FoxX makes a post, we all have our own part to play. My name is Popogiman. And what do I really know? Because I am only an 18-year-old. Have a nice night, everyone. And now to end the show, my good friend Andrew will play us a song. Take it away, Andrew.
Hey everybody, the name's Andrew, and tonight I'm gonna be playing my song, Keep On. Alright.
The poet seems so disturbed. Doesn't know how to use his words. Keep a hold to himself anyway. The people stood and watched, but in an hour they all forgot. If it happened, none of them could really say.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey Harold, I just want to leave you this message. I was thinking about some of the things Mr. Free to Play said in today's video, and I'm sorry for the mean things I said to you at the beginning of the video. That wasn't right of me. I'll see you next week for the next episode, man.